about Atomfall, Jake? We'll jump into what we've been playing because I do want to hear more about it.
Yeah, it's a good time. I think I enjoyed it more because I went in so completely blind. I didn't know anything about it other than that Rebellion made it. I like Rebellion. They've been around for a long time now. So I kind of went into it like, oh, what's this about then?
What's all this then?
Yeah, it was kind of fun just kind of uncovering and unfurling what it is, because the trailers didn't totally make it super clear, and then you hear that it's like a survival game. It's not really. It's kind of like a very, very light Fallout, like a baby Fallout, like in terms of the faction stuff, mixed with kind of like an endless kind of fuck around investigation-y type mystery solving, like almost like The Witness, with some shooting and combat here and there that's very simple, kind of like a BioShock, I guess, mixed into like a Atomic Heart style weird world where it's post-apocalyptic but also robotic, in a beautiful landscape. And it really, really hit because it just drops you in and you're just a guy. Like, you're just like this generic guy in this wasteland. You don't know what's going on. So it's up to you to figure it out. And how the game kind of throws objectives at you is investigations. So instead of like quest lists and quest markers, you kind of just have like a notes page that is constantly just filling up with leads. The more you just talk to people, the more you click on things, the more you learn about the world. And they're all kind of different avenues you can pursue, that don't necessarily have like boxes to check. But, it's just because it's zoned, it's like open zones, so that when you load into another open world zone area, you're like, oh, there's like 8 things on my list. I should probably go look over there and maybe talk to that guy again and see if something happens. That I just like the way that all kind of worked. It kind of is centered around a couple of people, and you can kind of choose who to fuck over, who to kind of work with, maybe work with them, but then kind of go behind their back and help the other person. But it's not super spelled out. It's not very like broadcasted in your face how this stuff will go down, which I really like. I also...
What's the balance between The Witness and a survival game? Like,
the survival stuff is pretty light. It's very much, it's more, I guess I would say, like survival horror in terms of just like tight resource management. Which this is what's really cool. This is what I really dug, is that the resource management is very, very, like, you only have a couple of spots. So it's like, okay, I know I'm going to deal with a bunch of guys. So like I should probably bring like 2 Molotov cocktails and 2 healing items because I suck. And then I have enough for my melee weapon and my gun, right? Stuff like that. 5 bullets, whatever. But then the system of the game is based around bartering. So when you meet a trader or you go into town at the shop, it's a barter system. So think of something like you have the Resident Evil 4 inventory, but then when you go to the merchant and you want that pistol, you have to give him 3 green herbs. And essentially it's a lot of like throwing stuff at these different merchants and seeing what they like. Like if you have like a rebellious, like revolutionary trader, you'll be like, all right, here, how about 2 grenades? And you see it balance on the scale. They're like, oh, fuck yeah, I love grenades. So then you have more buying power, essentially, where you can get something cool from them. So I really just like that system. And I like that the game just kind of thinks really creatively about things like that. It's also just a fun mystery to kind of unfurl. It's kind of it's like vaguely based on real world events I don't know anything about, like the wind
there was a
scale,
nuclear disaster in the north of England. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that why you're like that? Is that why? Sorry.
Second time this
we're just brutal
podcast
today. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know if I will pick it up, but I'm just excited that people are experiencing more of kind of weird British shit. And then Rebellion Rebellion is one of those like homegrown studios that has just been consistently pumping out these games that people have been loving for a long time. So I do love that.
It's also just like
pride.
It's a new IP. It's just a new thing. It's this weird thing. It also, like, you can just avoid combat. A lot of the game is walking around the open zones and seeing a band of mercenaries or bandits or whatever and you
then
kind of walking wide around them, and they'll be like, yeah, keep going, and like a lot of stuff like that. Like seriously.
That's actually pretty cool.
And I just found that interesting. It's very like, oh, I don't have to kill everybody. And that's good because I didn't really like the melee combat that much. But yeah, it's just a very different, weird game that I recommend people try out, especially if they love seeing genre mashups and like weird ideas and just something a little different.
Ben Fisher, who is the head of design at Rebellion, said that it was inspired by Fallout New Vegas, Metro, and Bioshock, which totally lines up with what you're saying.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
a cool mashup for sure.
Could totally see that. It's got a really good way. It's not, there's NPCs and there's dialogue, but it doesn't overdo it. And the first person I met that was going to be like a main person I'd be dealing with, I was immediately like, oh, fuck this guy. I can't wait to like not listen to this guy. And I like when a game does that, when it like really kind of makes you feel strong things about characters and like gives you a couple of ways to go along with them for a while, string them along if you want, or just totally bail on them. I like stuff like that. Also, cool robots. Got a couple of cool robots.
Ooh.
Yeah,
and I just really like the imagery of like this northern England countryside little town with the row homes and the pub. But then also it's kind of like taken over by like a fascist little band of like an army militia. And then there's big patrol robots stomping around that look like kind of 60s sci-fi. It's got a cool thing to it.
God, I miss the pub.